Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do an apple pie baked and an apple cake. So, I've seen this online. They actually do them in 3 layers. I think it's spice cake and pumpkin pie, and then there's a vanilla cake and a cherry pie, and then an apple cake and an apple pie, or whatever the flavors are. It doesn't matter. Today we're going to do an applesauce cake with an apple pie. So what you're going to start out with is go ahead and grease and flour your pan. Make sure that you do that so that it doesn't stick, because we need it to come out nice and clean. I have a 10-inch round. I think that's 10 or 12 inches. It's 12-inch round. And then we're going to take our vanilla cake batter, and I have that on my channel. Just go search vanilla cake. And then we're just going to add, actually I have 2 of those, and 2 full recipes. And then we're going to add a cup of applesauce to that. You can also use fresh apples if you like. And then we're going to use a tablespoon of cinnamon. Okay, and I've just mixed that up. I've already combined it and gotten it ready. We have our oven preheated to 350 degrees. And now we're just going to take our floured cake pan, and we're going to add some of this batter, not all of it, but some of it to the bottom. And you can go ahead and kind of be liberal with this. It's not going to matter at this point, because we're going to take our pie and just put it right in the center. Now, an important thing to keep in mind is that you want your apple pie to be baked. Okay, it needs to be fully baked before putting it inside this pan with this batter. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Now I want to tell you the best way to do this is make sure that your apple pie is completely cooled and cold before you attempt this, or it's probably not going to work out very well. This is my first attempt, so we shall see. Now go ahead and loosen the pan from it first. Now normally I would have the bottom part of my cake as the top part of my cake, but since we're going to put this pie in, we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave the top as the top of the cake, and we'll level it. So I'm going to flip my pie out onto my hand, and then I'm just going to place it right into that batter. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get that as centered as possible. So now also another little tip, this is a 2-inch high pan. If you have a 3-inch high pan, that's going to work a whole lot better, but we're going to deal with what we have, and I have a 2-inch. So you're going to go ahead and take the rest of your batter, and I probably don't think I needed 2 full mixes, but that's okay. We can always use that for something. And I'm just going to pour it right over the top of that baked apple pie. And you can do this in any flavor combination that you choose. Okay, it doesn't have to specifically be this combination. And I'm going to stop there for a second. And this is going to take just about 2, actually. So we did good. And I'm just going to shake it a little bit just to see if it's nice and level. And you can see that there's a bit of a bump there, but you know what, that cake is going to bake right over the top of that, and we don't want it to come totally out of the pan, so we have probably about a 1/2 inch of room left. So now we're just going to bake this at 350 according to the cake directions. If you want, you can do a store-bought mix, that's fine. You can also just buy an apple pie or buy the canned apple and make it that way, whatever's easiest for you. If you want to do this with cherry, I do have a cherry pie recipe from scratch on my channel, so go and search that as well. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and we'll come back and take a look at about 35 to 40 minutes. So we'll be back. Alright, so it came out of the oven. We baked it at 350. It took about an hour. You really want to make sure that you do your toothpick test and that your center is fully cooked, because it did take that the longest. Alright guys, so my cake is still kind of warm, and we want to flip it out while it's still warm. And like I said, this is going to be the actual top of the cake, so we're going to have to flip it twice. If the cake cools too much in the pan, you're not going to be able to get it out very well. So we're going to flip once, and we're actually going to flip back onto our cake board. So flip them out, pull it off immediately. How beautiful is that? And now we have our board for our cake. So we're going to place that on and then just flip back over. Okay? And you can see that that cake is still warm and it's very moist with all that applesauce. So we've got that about where we want it on the cake board. And we're going to let it cool the rest of the way completely, and then we are going to frost this. It is very heavy, and again, you just want to make sure that it is cooked all the way through in the center. So we're going to let it cool, and then we'll be back. Alrighty guys, so here we are. It's cooled completely, and now the only thing I'm going to do is just basically frost it with a vanilla buttercream. What you can also do is add about a half a teaspoon or so of cinnamon to that vanilla buttercream, and you'll have an awesome icing to go along with your apple cake and apple pie. So this again is just for demonstration purposes, so it is a bit brown on top. Normally you could just go ahead and level that off and it's not a problem. The cake is fine underneath, but just because I'm just showing this to you guys, we're going to leave it there, and we're just going to ice around the entire cake, and you can really use any kind of icing or frosting that you want. Don't have it all set up on my turntable, so I'm just kind of winging it here a little bit. And I have a much more in-depth video on how to ice a cake or crumb coat a cake, and you can find that if you search my channel. This doesn't need to be crumb coated because it baked so long, there's not a whole lot of crumbs. So now I'm just going to continue on with the sides, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so I've got it frosted, and I'm going to go ahead and do a top layer just to smooth it out a bit. And since we didn't level it, it was pretty level, but we want a nice smooth thick coat of icing so that it looks really pretty as we cut into it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so we have it iced completely, and we're going to leave it white, and then I'm just going to decorate it with some pink buttercream. And there it is. I'm going to let this set up, and then we'll come back. I will do the borders, we'll write something on it, and then we'll cut it open, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so here it is. I just wrote happy birthday Pammy and did a heart and a few little hearts around it, the 3 little hearts. And I'm going to come down from my stool, and then I just did the basic border. Not sure if I showed that to you or not. I just used a star tip, I believe. Okay, so now it's pretty much ready to go, so I'm going to come back and cut into this and show you guys what this looks like inside. It's so cool, so we'll be back. Okay guys, so I've cut my slice, and I'm going to see if I can pull it out of here nice and neat. And there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but that is absolutely gorgeous. And take it off my knife. And then you can see that inside. Actually, you can't. But look at that pie. How absolutely cool is that? I'll bring you down a little lower so that you can see. Alrighty guys, so there it is, our apple cake pie, also known as a Cherpumple. Okay, but this is just one layer. So I'm going to move this and then I will let you see the actual slice. It is absolutely adorable. People are going to be so surprised when they dig into this cake and find the apple pie. So give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions, and also let me know if you try this recipe. I'd really like to get your opinion as far as if you liked it, if it was pretty easy for you to make, and that sort of thing. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, share me on Facebook and Twitter with your friends and family. Appreciate all the support, and as always guys, until next time.